Hello and welcome back to another video about National Novel Writing Month. Last Monday I told you all about what NaNoWriMo is and why I love it so much. This week I'm gonna give you a few tips for completing it. As I said last week, I've finished NaNoWriMo 3 times before and I'm really looking forward to doing it for a 4th time this year. The aim of National Novel Writing Month is to write 50,000 words in a month. Obviously, if you want to participate and write less than that in a month, that is also fine. The aim is to write like more than you usually would in a month, and sometimes people participate and aim to write like 20,000 words or something, and that's also fine. I just thought I'd make a video on how to reach your word goal and how to finish your novel. So, number 1, plan. It is so useful. I know not everyone likes to plan when they write, but for me, and for doing NaNoWriMo especially, planning is so important. And I don't just mean like know what happens in the beginning and the middle and the end, but like in every chapter in between. You want to know exactly how you get from one place to the other. You want to know exactly what happens. I know that for some people they think that this interferes with like the flow of your writing, and obviously that's fine. But for me personally, and especially I think for NaNoWriMo, planning is so helpful because it really helps you avoid writer's block. For me, one of the best ways to help you get to 50,000 words or however many words and complete NaNoWriMo is to have a really good solid plan that you can go back to all the time. 2, like your idea. It's really important to like the book you are trying to write because that helps. So my advice would be, don't start writing a novel that you just thought up like last week or 2 weeks ago. I would go with an idea that has been like going around your head for a while but you haven't actually got around to writing yet. I think you want an idea that you're really excited to write about but also is not completely new, so that you know you will be excited about it for the whole month, because I think it's very easy if you just think of an idea to start writing it and get really excited and then kind of trail off. If it's an idea that you've really liked for ages, I think you're so much more likely to stick with it for the whole 50,000 words and beyond. 3, I would say start something new. Like, you don't have to do this. Previously when I've done NaNoWriMo, I've continued working on a book that I've already started. Maybe I've written like 10,000 words already and then I write 50,000 words in NaNoWriMo. This year I'm starting completely from scratch, which I've also done before. I think on balance it's probably easier to start completely from scratch, because if you have already written like 20,000 words or something and you're really pleased with those 20,000 words and you think they're really good and they're really high quality, it's going to be really hard to put quantity over quality in the way that NaNoWriMo requires, because you already have like the standard of the rest of the book. Also, if you do start something completely new, then you have like that beginning burst at the beginning where you're like so excited because you're starting a new project, and then you can write like tons and tons in one go. So for me, I think it really helps when doing NaNoWriMo if you start right from scratch at the beginning. Next, get ahead on the first day. If you really do want to get to 50,000 words, then word counts will become suddenly excruciatingly important to you in the next month. If you do have that beginning burst that I just talked about, then maybe on the first day you'll be able to sit down and like write 5,000 words, which will make you feel much better when in a week's time you suddenly can only write 1,000 words in one day and you can't get to your target. But if you wrote 5,000 words on the first day, then you can still be like ahead of where you should be at this point in the month, and that will really help. Related to that, try not to get behind. Obviously, most people are not able to write 1,667 words a day. One, because it's hard to make your brain do that every day, and also, you know, that thing called life that can get in the way. But if you write, like I said, more on the first day, and if you try to write more than 1,667 words every day that you can, then it doesn't matter if you write less on other days. However, I would say it's best not to get behind. Like, you want to be at 25,000 words halfway through the month if you're going to go to 50,000, because you can't rely on yourself to work harder in the second half of the month than you did in the first. So although you don't have to write the same amount every day, I'd say it's still really important to try and keep on with the target. If you write 5,000 words one day, then the next day you can write like 500 words, but always try and stay on the target. Also, write every day. This is so important. Obviously, like I said, you're not necessarily going to be able to write 1,667 words every day, but you should try and write every day. If you want to finish NaNoWriMo, it's really important to get into the rhythm of it, so even if one day you write 3,000 words and the next day you can only write 500, at least if you sit down and get some words out every day, that still helps you get into the rhythm of it and you won't lose it. Also, do a night of writing dangerously if you can. This is a NaNoWriMo event that happens every year. There are many of them going on all over the country and all over the world. I've done them previously with my Creative Writing Society in Durham, and there is one going on in London this year which I'm really hoping to go to. So A night of writing dangerously. The idea is that you write all night. So you start at like 7 in the evening and then you write till the morning. The Creative Writing Society I was in at Durham did it 3 years running. I had so much fun. I think we normally started at like 7 and stayed till like 4 or 5 in the morning. In second year, I wrote 10,000 words in 8 hours. My brain was fried after that. Another very important tip. Talk to other people that are doing NaNoWriMo. Even if you can't or you don't want to go to events and meetups going on, then participate in the forum, talk to people on Twitter, talk to me, because I'm doing it. It makes such a difference if you're trying to do NaNoWriMo to be around other people that are doing NaNoWriMo, whether like virtually or in real life, because talking to other people doing the same thing as you is a really good motivator and really helps you like bounce ideas off other people. And it's really nice as well. Part of the fun of NaNoWriMo is being part of that community. And finally, don't worry. It doesn't really matter. As I said last week, the aim of NaNoWriMo is to write more than you usually do and to participate in a really fun event. The aim is to have fun and to write. Obviously, it's nice to be able to write 50,000 words in a month, but it doesn't actually matter if you don't finish. It doesn't matter if you don't manage to write 1,667 words a day. All the tips I've just given you are tips for helping you complete NaNoWriMo if you want to, but the most important thing is to have fun and not be stressed about it, because it should be fun. It shouldn't be like work, it shouldn't be a chore, it should just be fun, because writing is fun. I've now said the word fun a lot of times, so I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed my tips for National Novel Writing Month. Let me know in the comments down below if you are doing NaNoWriMo, if you've ever done it before, what your tips are, what you think of my tips, etc, etc. I will be back on Thursday talking about reading rather than writing, and I will see you very soon.